On the occasion of the International Day for Extinct Animals, which falls on November 30th every year, the biology teacher Shabeer spoke and addressed a common misconception. She explained that people often believe scientists are using cloning to bring back extinct animals, but in reality, the technique being used is more like hybridization. There is no extinct animal being brought back 100% as it was. Rather, the process involves editing DNA sequences to produce an animal as close as possible to the original extinct species. Beyond the process itself, what are the animals scientists are trying to bring back? The woolly mammoth is the scientists' favorite animal for experimentation, and this is due to several factors. First, the mammoth went extinct relatively recently, meaning its DNA may still be preserved in good condition. Second, the region scientists believe saw the mammoth's last days, Siberia's icy lands, likely helped preserve some of the remains in good condition due to the freezing temperatures. But the most important factor making the mammoth ideal for resurrection attempts is that its closest relative, the Asian elephant, is still alive. What scientists are doing now is using mammoth DNA and implanting it into an Asian elephant egg, so the resulting embryo is neither purely mammoth nor elephant. It's more of a mammophant, a hybrid closer in appearance to the mammoth due to the DNA sequence manipulation. Another animal scientists are hopeful about reviving is the Tasmanian tiger. This marsupial, which resembled wolves more than actual tigers despite its stripes, went extinct in 1936, making it a relatively recent extinction. Scientists have preserved large amounts of its DNA, and there are even full mummified corpses on display in museums. Tasmania, part of Australia, was the native home of this animal. The Tasmanian tiger was a fragile creature, with males weighing no more than 30 kilograms. Due to climate change, genetic bottlenecks, and excessive hunting, it went extinct in the 1930s and is now one of the top candidates for de-extinction. Another extinct creature that intrigues scientists is the fearsome Smilodon, or saber-toothed tiger, which vanished during the late Pleistocene era. Despite being one of the most dangerous predators of prehistoric times, scientists are hopeful about bringing it back due to remains found in frozen habitats and preserved tar pits in Los Angeles. However, one important question remains. What environmental consequences could result from bringing back such a predator? The Smilodon had massive sword-like canines protruding from its jaws, a muscular build, and was heavier and stronger than modern tigers. Why then would we want to bring back a creature that dangerous? In contrast to the Smilodon, one of the gentlest candidates for revival is the dodo bird, which is arguably the top competitor of the mammoth in terms of scientists' eagerness to revive it. Although its DNA is still available, the main reason for this desire lies in human guilt. The dodo lived only on Mauritius Island in the Indian Ocean and had no natural fear of humans, having evolved in complete isolation. It couldn't fly and move slowly, making it easy prey. Once humans arrived, within just 80 years, the dodo was extinct due to hunting and introduced diseases. The only things left of it are drawings made by early explorers. Based on those descriptions, the dodo was a plump bird weighing over 20 kilograms, had a long beak over 10 centimeters, and gray-blue feathers that made it resemble a giant tropical parrot. The idea of reviving such a sweet and harmless creature is definitely more appealing than bringing back a predator like the Smilodon. Continuing with the list of gentle animals, we have the freshwater dolphin known as the Baiji, or the white dolphin, which is believed to be one of the oldest freshwater mammals, with origins dating back around 20 million years. The Baiji lived in the Yangtze River, the longest river in Asia. Sadly, in 2007, it was declared officially extinct. Because this extinction happened so recently, extracting DNA from its remains is still feasible. There have even been some unconfirmed sightings of surviving individuals. Yet despite warnings, the dolphin couldn't be saved, primarily due to extreme pollution caused by intense shipping activity on the Yangtze, related to Western commercial trade and the shipment of plastic waste to China for recycling. Although China restricted commercial navigation in the river starting in 2018, by then it was already too late. Despite the mammoth's fame and scientists' eagerness to bring it back, its less discussed cousin, the woolly rhinoceros, is also a strong candidate. Just as the mammoth was a wool-covered elephant, The woolly rhinoceros was a furry version of today's rhino and lived during the same era. Its remains have been found in many locations across Europe and Asia, even appearing in ancient cave art like that in Chauvet Cave in France. Its samples are actually more abundant than those of the mammoth, but there's a significant obstacle. Its closest living relative, the Sumatran rhinoceros, is also critically endangered, making it hard to use as a surrogate. Another extinct animal of interest is the quagga, a subspecies of the plains zebra. The last wild quagga was shot in 1870, and the last one in captivity died 13 years later. However, due to its genetic similarity to zebras, it is considered one of the easiest species to bring back. In fact, it was among the first de-extinction projects launched in the late 1980s. Scientists began a hybridization program that requires time and several generations of selective breeding to transition from zebra to quagga-like traits. Once successful, the plan is to reintroduce the quagga into the wild under strict anti-hunting laws. That's the end of the episode. Drop us a like before you leave so we know how many of you stayed till the end. And don't forget, if you have any suggestions for future episodes, write them in the comments. Peace.